Our defense campaign of terror rages on versus the Terminids as we are both gaining and losing ground, all while the bots rearm and redeploy. What comes next? We will soon find out. Welcome to the channel. This is LtBuzzLitebeer, and in an attempt to get better trained for Botdiver duty, we've got an interesting write-up from one of the gaming publications. Loadouts are back in the news. Are they in or are they out? And of course, we need to check in with the ever-evolving Major Order. Now, in case you haven't done so already, take a few moments to hit subscribe and to ring that notifications bell so you never miss one of my future upload alerts. And it's time to get into all the latest from Helldivers. Let's kick it off today with a quick check-in on this bug-centric Major Order, and it's already starting to feel like a case of one step forward, one step backwards as we defend a planet, but we can't get it done fast enough to hop over and defend a second planet before the bots take it. Now, I was there right alongside many of you last night on Fenrir 3, and we ended up successfully defending that one after I logged off, but right next door, we have Errata Prime that is all but lost to the bugs while we have shifted our attention over to Istanu. And trust me, I get it. I know exactly why, too. Istanu is clear. It has the extreme cold weather modifier, making weapons overheat much less often, while Errata Prime is basically all the exact opposites. Heat, haze, tremors. I mean, all you need there is fire nados, and it's literally hell. And by the time this video posts, we will nearly have taken Istanu, giving us 3 of 8 required defenses with just under 4 days to go. Now, overall, we're making good time here. And as long as divers keep logging on and hitting those defense campaigns, we stand a better than average chance of completing this Major Order. Also, while we're here, today's daily or personal order is to kill 35 warriors, which you should be able to complete within minutes of hitting a bug mission. Now, once done, pocket your 15 medals and head over to the Truth Enforcers Warbond to pick up some of the latest swag. One piece of news from the official Helldivers Discord that I did want to pass along to you, my viewers, because I see it consistently asked when I post Helldivers content, and this one has to do with loadouts and the ability to select and save them for easy pre-built drop-in selections. Now, community manager Twinbeard actually responded to this one about a day ago when asked what was going on with Arrowhead and loadouts being installed into the game. Here's what he said. Previously, the reply to saved loadouts was a no. Then it turned into a we might when Peelan, he's referring to Johan when he says Peelan, responded to a few queries about it here on Reddit, and if my memory serves me right. I'd consider it TBD, that's to be determined. The message back then was primarily that we wanted to encourage players to use as much of the equipment as possible instead of using a small selection of favorites. With the latest successful patches, however, the utilization of equipment has become a lot more varied again, so I would think that risk has gone down significantly. Okay, let me know how you're reading this one, because at least to me, it looks like in the past this was a pick rate issue. But now that the options for our weapons and stratagems have been greatly increased, Arrowhead might actually reconsider adding loadouts to the game. Again, big question mark there. Also, let me know, is this something you would like to see added to the game, or are you more comfortable with the quick selection menu and diving in that way? Drop me a comment and let's get a discussion going. Okay, let's shift gears, and for all you divers out there looking to brush up on your Botdiver advanced techniques, FandomWire actually ran with this headline. Helldivers 2 veteran drops 10 golden rules for all Botdivers. Every Helldiver 2 player should follow these 10 golden rules if they wish to complete the toughest automaton missions. And yeah, I know we're currently embroiled in a full-on bug campaign, but FandomWire actually parroted a recent Helldivers Reddit post, and you can find links to both of these down in the video description. Anyways, I thought it'd be interesting, so let's check this one out together. Rule number 1. Anti-tank weapons are a must during automaton missions in Helldivers 2. Are they, though? They certainly do put in work, don't get me wrong, but are they an absolute requirement? Also, does thermite get lumped into this anti-tank weapon category? Rule number 2. Ooh, a bit of a controversial one here. Players must understand the importance of assisted reloads. Now, I've seen some polarizing discourse concerning assisted reloads on both sides, and I will agree they're not for everyone, but I've also seen just how powerful 2 players blasting away non-stop aided by 2 divers doing the reloading can actually be. Rule number 3. Be well prepared for raise the flag missions, which were just recently nerfed. But this one actually comes with extra context here. It says, raising the Super Earth flag on automaton missions can get chaotic very quickly. I do agree with that. And in such scenarios, players must have a dedicated medic and resupply diver. Medic divers must use medic armor and focus on giving a health boost to fellow Helldivers. Resupply divers must call in resupply stratagems at a proper location, not in the middle of the battlefield, which I think goes without saying. Now, a dedicated medic is something I think I've seen maybe once where this player ran around, and also recently because it was added with the stim pistol, but they also had the resupply backpack, topping up other players with stims, but almost never firing their weapon or calling in offensive stratagems. Rule number 4, place stratagems sensibly. Yeah, that makes sense. Rule number 5, use more defensive stratagems to handle hordes of small enemies. Now, they mentioned green strats like the HMG emplacement, which is, yeah, I would say it is very powerful, but again, you are a sitting duck and you can just get blasted through covers. So it's kind of a 50-50 situation with something like the HMG emplacement. I love it, but yeah, sometimes I just get absolutely blasted. Rule number 6, shield generator relay isn't as effective as it used to be. Okay. Now, I personally don't use this one at all. And notice this is not the shield gen pack. This is the dome shield they're mentioning here. But correct me if I'm wrong, but hasn't it been through a series of buffs? It's actually fairly strong now. Rule number 7, the anti-tank mines can be useful on the battlefield. Yes, I can agree with portions of this. They are useful until destroyed by a called-in strike or something like that. Rule number 8, use offensive stratagems carefully to avoid team killing. Oh, come on. But again, this does make perfect sense. Rule number 9, players with different loadouts must target different enemies. Speaking towards specific roles, that's kind of interesting there. And finally, rule number 10, anti-tank users can instantly kill factory striders, but there's a catch. What's the catch? Well, you need to smash their dropships before they actually fly in and decelerate, which is actually a great tip. You could call that one a pro tip if you wanted to. Because I like to do my due diligence and put in some extra research, I also took a look at this OG Reddit post, and they've gone in since this article aired and made some additional edits. Number 1, they say Devastators and smaller bots can be gassed or stun locked. They say to use the Punisher Plasma, love that weapon, the new Halt, love that weapon as well, and gas grenades and orbital gas are also effective. Also, they've had luck with something that I'm characterizing here as cross-stratagem use. For instance, they bring in a fast-firing, chaff-clearing sentry to keep the lower-level bots at bay while, say, they reload their recoilless and vice versa. Again, links to this FandomWire and OG Reddit post can be found down in the video description. Let me know what your thoughts are on this write-up. The headline seems like this one was aimed at helping players with higher difficulty bot drops, but then some of these tips were geared at less advanced divers. I feel like it could have also dove into weapon selections, stratagem use, and even armors that are best to use versus the bots. And before we move away from Reddit, I did want to point to this Reddit post and displayed artwork by Maritius. Hopefully I didn't butcher that name. And it says, "Only hell awaits the brave. Become a legend." And this looks absolutely sick. In fact, I might try to incorporate it into today's thumbnail because this looks like something you would see from a box office mega blockbuster movie premiere poster. Again, links to this one in the video description as well. Go over to Reddit and check it out for yourselves because this is awesome. And with all of that out of the way, it's now time to take a look at your top comments from my last Helldivers video. Some interesting ones coming to us today. And as always, if you want to see your name and comment up in lights, you first need to let it fly on this video. That's right, you got to drop me a comment. And who knows, it might get upvoted enough so that it makes it into the next breakdown. Kicking it off in the one spot is Skylar Spurlock 4755, who says, many people, including myself, have been suffering from this SOS beacon issue for eternity. And then they say, finally. And yes, that was included in yesterday's patch. They have apparently, and I say they, Arrowhead, have apparently worked out the SOS beacon issues. And I did give an example where I was in there on a super hell dive with one other player. We called in the SOS and nothing ever happened. In the 2 spot, and I am sorry, but I am going to butcher this name. It's Raihain. Man, hopefully I didn't kill that just completely. They say, the failures going on with these major orders, I truly feel, are related to having incomplete information inside the game. That's an interesting point of view. The fact that people need to go to a third-party site like Helldivers Companion, by the way, linked in that, can always be found down in the video description, to see exactly what is going on with the major orders is going to keep biting us time and time again. That is something that I read occasionally down in the comments section. Yeah, remember in the past, just to get the FTL supply line so we could see where the advances from the enemies were coming, that was kind of a big deal, but not seeing exactly what's going on. Interesting point of view. Yeah, I'll have to look into that one. And bringing up the caboose for this countdown is Soldier Fan 96, who says, would love to see some kind of in-game representation of the Automaton's flagship. We only get to see them on the war map, but this can't be all. Ooh, see one of those things up in the sky would be sick, right? Or maybe it's in a full-on shootout up in the sky with our super destroyers, and other Helldivers are up there as well. So yeah, that would be something really cool, right? I can definitely get behind that one. All right, that's a great place to press pause for today. And as always, let's get some Helldivers discussions going on down in the comment section. Give me some feedback. Let me know how you're vibing right now with HD2, and I'll do my best to respond. Remember to hit subscribe and ring that notifications bell to receive my latest upload alerts. All my socials, including links to all of today's sources, can be found down in the video description. A shout out goes out to the nearly 248,000 channel subscribers. Ooh, 250 is so close. That's our end goal. In case you haven't done so, hit subscribe. We'd love to have you along for the ride. And for those of you that have already taken the plunge, I count on your support daily. It's much appreciated. Until the next one, this is LtBuzzLitebeer signing off.